Hello, everyone, and welcome to another LSJ review. I nearly said late. Uh, I don't just watch old movies, I promise. Welcome to another LSJ review. This time for a movie that's only just recently come out. Oh my god! It's called Powerbomb. So, Powerbomb is a movie that revolves around wrestling. It is directed by, I'm going to butcher these names, so I'm glad I got them written down so I can read them out. Excuse me. It's directed by R. Zachary Schwachter. Hope I got that right. And also a BJ Colangelo. And it stars some faces you might know if you're a wrestling fan like I am, like Matt Cross and Britt Baker, also with a cameo from the NXT champion, or the current NXT champion as of the time of this video, Adam Cole. He's only in for one short scene. And the movie is effectively misery with wrestling. It's also kind of like what you'd get if you mixed wrestling with misery and The Room. I shit you not. And that's because the acting is kind of it's not that great. I am going to assume this is the people who made this movie's first movie, and it shows the acting's kind of not that great. You've got a couple actors that do a really good job. Wes Allen as Paul, the Kathy Bates of the piece, is actually pretty cool. Britt Baker is really good in this, and Matt Cross is kind of solid himself too. So that's fine. The only thing is, nothing really happens in this movie, and when you say misery, you think in like fucking sledgehammers and shit, and like real hardcore kind of intense horror-y moments. This movie doesn't have any of those. Nothing really happens. Like, this guy, Wes Allen, who plays Paul, he kidnaps Matt Cross, who plays himself, Matt Cross. Except he doesn't really do much torture-y stuff. He pretty much just talks at him for the whole fucking time. And then Matt Cross escapes, beats the shit out of him, and goes home. I guess spoilers. I'll put that in the description. So anyone clicking on this will know the spoilers. There is some really weird stuff here. Like there's only one wrestling match, and it's at the start. The sound's awful. It doesn't sound like normal wrestling you'd watch on TV or a movie version of watching wrestling. It sounds really kind of dull and crappy sounding. The mat's got the vinyl top, not the canvas top. There might be reasons for that. There's all these weird close-ups. Like the movie just, there's this one actor, her name's Roni Jonah. She plays Matt Cross's wife, and every scene she's in, it's like a fucking Sergio Leone movie. That's how close she is at all times. That's how far the camera is away from her in nearly every scene she's in. It's fucking annoying. And rather than the movie showing you things, rather than telling you things, it's all tell. It's all people just talking at each other. Matt Cross's house, or Matt Cross and I guess Amy Cross, who's Roni Jonah. Their house is pretty much like The Room. And when I say that, I mean people just barge in and start going on about their business to the people who live in this house. And okay, but there's a scene later on in the movie where someone actually bangs on the door. I'm like, why are you banging on the door? You can just walk the fuck right in. No one calls the cops either. Like, Matt's gone for at least 24 hours. No one really calls the cops. There's character arcs and stories that really go nowhere. And by the end of it, it's 1 hour and 19-minute runtime. You feel, wow, that was padded. Nothing really happened. Was there a lot of shit cut out? If there was, do you want it in there? Because it's kind of not that great. I'll give them props though. I'm not sure I could make a better movie. It seems like these guys' first movie. And I feel like if they made a second film, they would see, now that they've made a movie, they would go, alright, we could do better on this. We can improve on that. We can accentuate these but hide these negatives and accentuate these positives. Things like that. There's potential here. Like, it's not a total crap fest that I'm going to take a Duke on, but it's hard to recommend. Hope the makers of this movie don't get disheartened and quit and never make another film. I'd like for them to have another stab, see if they can do better. But this is a movie that's kind of so bad that it's bad. But there are some scenes in it that are so bad that they're fucking phenomenal. And there's one scene with Wes Allen wrestling a puppet. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. I'm going to give this movie a 1 out of 10. There's not many redeeming qualities about this movie. I know I say I want to watch another one of these guys, but look, you can only go up, right? And I want to see these guys do better. I think they can. And I'd love them to. So, there you go. Another reason I did this review for the low-budget Powerbomb flick is because, hey, I'm on another episode of the Road Home from Wrestling podcast. I'll put the link in the description below. But Andrew from the Road Home from Wrestling had me on his show again. And this movie's not as good as Ed Wood by any stretch of the imagination, but we had a good time talking about it, going in depth. We had a bit of a chuckle and just a good old time. He's actually from Ohio, where this movie's filmed, so he knows some of the wrestlers and some of the extras and stuff in it. So if you want a bit more in depth like that, listen to our review. As I said, the link's down below. He also does lots of good stuff. Not so much wrestling shows at the moment because, the whole Corona thing, but he has some fun and interesting things coming up on the podcast. So check him out. Also, continue checking me out. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Give me a like, dislike, share, subscribe, all that kind of junky bullshit. My Twitter's down below as well. I'll see you next time. Thank you.